A former principal awaits his sentence after being found guilty of crimes involving students. What Rodney Eckert told court when given the chance to speak. Found injured on a St. Lucia beach.
He was just on the ground, sand everywhere, completely dehydrated.
Now healing and home in Guelph.
I couldn't imagine our lives without him.
An update on Gibby the pup. A sign of success for the Stratford Festival.
What we're seeing this year, sales are a nice bump ahead of the previous year.
The season already extended.
The run has been awesome. It's so much fun to get to perform.
Setting a new record. Good evening. We begin tonight with sentencing submissions in the case of a former elementary school principal in Kitchener. And a warning, some of the details in this story may be disturbing. Rodney Eckert now knows when he will learn his fate after being found guilty of sex-related charges involving students. CTV's Spencer Turcotte has more from the Waterloo Region Courthouse, where victim impact statements were read today.
As Rodney Eckert leaves the Waterloo Region Courthouse on Friday, the former principal of St. John Paul II Catholic Elementary School still has some time until he learns his sentence. He was found guilty of sexual assault, sexual interference, and invitation to sexual touching. The charges relate to 3 separate interactions involving students. During sentencing submissions, Crown Attorney Matt McLean read out victim impact statements. "I was unknowingly sending my son into the hands of someone who was hurting him," wrote the mother of one of the victims. "The guilt kept me awake at night," the mother's statement went on to say. Another statement read by the Crown from one of the victims said, "I just want it all to go away, but this is not something you can just forget." The victim wrote about how difficult it was to continue at school afterward. "The questions, the stares, the whispers have made it all feel impossible." The Crown is seeking a sentence of 3 years and told the court they feel Eckert has little remorse. They are also seeking an order that would prevent Eckert from having access to children, as well as any contact with the victims while incarcerated. Eckert's defense lawyer, meanwhile, is asking for a sentence of 2 years less a day and asks that Eckert's age of 60 and no previous record be taken into account. Defense lawyer Richard Marchuk also asks that an exception be made to the order preventing access to minors and requests that if Eckert becomes a grandparent, he would be allowed to be in the company of his grandchildren. Before Justice Francis Brennan set the sentence date, Eckert addressed the court. "I take full responsibility for what I did," saying he's been attending counseling to understand his actions better. "What I did was wrong. I know better," adding, "I wish I could go back and change everything." An interesting wrinkle is that Eckert has been diagnosed with skin cancer. A date in August was an option for sentencing, but his lawyer said it would have conflicted with a cancer-related appointment that day. So Eckert will learn his fate on September 10th. Spencer Turcotte, CTV News Kitchener.
Time for a check on the weather, and Karis Mapp is with us tonight. Karis, we got a bit of a break from the intense heat today, but still plenty of sunshine.
Absolutely, Krista. It was a beautiful day. There wasn't a cloud in the sky, which was kind of nice. As Krista just said, it was a little bit cooler. I left my house this morning and was a little bit shocked to feel that chilly weather, almost like a fall morning, but no complaining there, because last week we did feel that extreme heat. So big contrast compared to then. As I said, beautiful day all day. This is the afternoon that we've seen. Just stunning. No clouds, sun was shining. It was definitely a summer day and what we were hoping for, and the temperature was the right fit as well. 23 degrees in KW, Hamilton, Peterborough, Barrie, a little bit cooler out in Godrich along the water there, and in Wyerton up at 22, but overall relatively cool and comfortable temperatures. I'm actually going to bring up this next board here just for comparison to last week. This is the Humidex board, and as you just saw, the temperature is not changing at all. Still 23 degrees. So, you know, we are feeling a little bit cooler than we saw this last week, but no humidity, which is my dream. I love a nice hot day. Not too hot. I can't complain because we are above in the 20s, which is where last week I was saying, oh my goodness, if we could just get a little bit cooler. So it's like the weather lords have answered my prayers a little bit. 23 degrees, 25 in London, 25 in Sarnia, a little bit warmer out in Windsor. They're feeling a little bit warmer at 27 there, but overall, great temperature, great sunshine, nothing to complain about, Krista.
Thanks, Karis. We will check in with you a little bit later. A tragic accident has claimed a young life in cottage country. A teen boy is dead after being struck by a plane that crashed into a boat dock on Lake Scugog. It happened at around 12:25 near the community of Caesarea. The images show a plane upside down resting on top of a pontoon boat. Durham police say the boy was struck by the plane and died from his injuries. The pilot and a passenger in the plane were taken to a local hospital with minor injuries. Investigators remain on scene trying to figure out exactly how this happened. The Transportation Safety Board of Canada has been notified and will take over the investigation. A small plane crashed on the runway at Guelph Air Park this afternoon. Ontario Provincial Police say a single-engine aircraft flipped while landing just before 1. No one was hurt in the crash. A witness tells CTV News it looked like a wheel broke as the plane was landing.
Upon arrival, emergency services discovered that a single occupant had exited the aircraft and was uninjured. As a result, Transport Canada has been notified, and the OPP as well as the other emergency services have cleared the area since.
The Transportation Safety Board of Canada has been informed of the incident. A spokesperson tells CTV information is still being gathered and assessed to determine whether a full investigation will be launched. Destroyed communities, smoky air, lengthy evacuations. It has been a devastating and fatal wildfire season, and it is only mid-July, with Ottawa warning there is a high risk of more wildfires in August. CTV's Mike Licouture has more on the update and the forecast for the rest of the year.
There are 561 wildfires burning across Canada right now, and conditions for the rest of the summer will be ripe for more. Still, federal officials say they're ready to protect communities.
Whether that's water bombers, whether that's a requirement for the Canadian Armed Forces to do an evacuation, whether that's helping with supplying things like fire hoses, whether that's it can be a broad assortment of matters that we're concerned with.
Officials say so far this year, wildfires have burned 5.5 million hectares of land. That's more than double the average over the last decade. To give you an idea of the scope, that's nearly 8 times the size of the Greater Toronto Area. Today, the federal government announced a $12 million investment over 4 years to establish the Wildfire Resilience Consortium of Canada.
It will connect domestic, international governments, the private sector, wildfire scientists and experts, and affected communities to share knowledge, science, and technology so we can fight fires better.
But it's not a national disaster agency, which was first considered 2 years ago during the record-setting wildfire season of 2023. And environmental researchers say prevention is also key.
There's absolutely a role to be played for different forms of forest management, including control burns, including various types of timber harvesting and things like that, that can be done to reduce the amount of fuel that's on the landscape.
But Kaplan is adamant. He says the big fires we're seeing now are being driven by climate change. And he adds the best way to mitigate the fires is to get a handle on greenhouse gas emissions. Mike Licouture, CTV News, Ottawa.
U.S. President Donald Trump is on the defensive today, now launching a lawsuit and denying he has anything to hide about his ties to Jeffrey Epstein. Trump ordering the release of more documents related to the convicted sex offender and disgraced financier. But as CTV's Kamal Karamali reports, it appears the controversy isn't going anywhere.
U.S. President Donald Trump signing a cryptocurrency bill today with no mention of the controversy swirling around him. Trump supporters burning MAGA hats in protest of the U.S. president's handling of the Jeffrey Epstein files. Adding fuel to a growing fire, Trump facing increasing pressure from his own base to release court documents related to convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein.
The MAGA conspiracy, which actually fueled a lot of this, suggesting that somehow this was a political elite cabal that was shielding and protecting Jeffrey Epstein.
Trump posting online, "I've asked Attorney General Pam Bondi to produce any and all pertinent grand jury testimony." Bondi in response saying they're ready to move the court Friday to unseal the grand jury transcripts. But Democrats want more than just the grand jury testimony about Epstein and his associate Ghislaine Maxwell.
Here's the problem. The grand jury testimony is largely about Epstein and Maxwell, not about all the rich and powerful men who abused, assaulted, and abandoned young women.
This comes as a Wall Street Journal report claims Trump had written to Epstein in a birthday note in the early 2000s that reportedly included a hand-drawn picture of a naked woman. Trump has denied writing the note and threatened to sue the paper. But American news outlets now reporting what's also part of the unreleased files are logbooks for Epstein's private island.
They need to release more than the grand jury testimony. They need to release witness interviews, all of the documents, statements.
All of it driving up the heat on Trump from critics and supporters, including some calling for a special prosecutor to investigate.
The president would not recommend a special prosecutor in the Epstein case. That's how he feels.
Kamal Koramali, CTV News, Toronto.
London police say they've laid charges for a third time against a man accused of putting up hateful graffiti. Police say they were called to a northwest area of the city where they found several hateful symbols and words on signs and other property. They say they arrested a man nearby and he's been charged with mischief over $5,000. According to police, the 42-year-old has previously been charged twice for hate-related graffiti at Emily Carr Public School. Ontario is restricting your access to courtrooms because of a recent increase in Zoom bombings. Zoom was introduced during the pandemic to keep the justice system going. Now, 5 years later, it is still in use, but a rise in disruptions is leading to a clampdown. CTV's Michelle Molesky reports.
Britt LaRue was reading her victim impact statement when court was Zoom bombed.
Genitalia was in the courthouse. That's wild.
An unwelcome participant posted a pornographic video with sound for all to hear and see. The man accused of criminal harassment was being sentenced.
And I had to sit there while the court figured out what to do in that moment. And it was very uncomfortable being that close to him for that long and just sitting there.
All of a sudden, they're bombing us like almost every day, and it's horrific.
Criminal defense lawyer Patricia Brown has had her own hearings derailed by offensive language and comments.
They're essentially kind of taking over the court. It's extremely distracting. It causes a lot of disruption.
Citing a, quote, notable rise in Zoom bombings of Ontario court proceedings, the Ministry of the Attorney General announced this week the public will no longer have access to Zoom links. If the public would like to attend, they will be required to do so in person, the Assistant Deputy Attorney General wrote in a memo to court staff. Victims or complainants can get the links from the Crown's office or the witness assistance social workers. The media will have to formally request links going forward. And then each participant will have to identify themselves before being permitted access.
This is a tedious process to identify each and every person that wants to be a participant and wants to come into the courtroom.
But it's one Brown says is important because Zoom can be useful to protect victims and witnesses from the stress of being in person.
It kind of turned into a way that people knew they could victimize victims all over again. And that I'm glad the court stepped in to do something for that.
That was CTV's Michelle Molesky reporting. A ball of orange fur found on the side of a rural road in Wellington County turned out to be an abandoned kitten. Meet Small Fry, who's on the mend now after a pretty hard week. The little guy was discovered by a Good Samaritan and brought to the Guelph Humane Society this past Saturday, covered in dirt and bugs and suffering from sun exposure. The Humane Society says things could have turned out a lot worse if he hadn't received help.
He had fly strike, which is when flies lay eggs, and they can only do that on an animal when the animal is still. And so because he was dehydrated and immobile, they were able to successfully lay eggs. And then because the temperature was so high, it was so hot, the flies, the larvae, the eggs, all of that develops so much faster in really hot heat. And so because of all of those conditions, they were able to develop very rapidly and thrive.
Small Fry still needs weeks of treatment before he can be adopted. It's not clear where he came from or how he ended up on the roadside. And still in Guelph, a positive update to a story we brought you a few weeks ago. A young puppy who suffered a vicious machete attack in St. Lucia has found his forever home in the Royal City. CTV's Alexandra Hollick has the latest on Gibby's journey.
This is Gibby, a nearly 5-month-old puppy who's been through a lot in his little life.
He's just such a happy puppy, despite everything that's happened to him.
Gibby, formerly known as Gabriel, was found on his last legs on a secluded beach in St. Lucia, suffering from a machete attack.
He was just on the ground, sand everywhere, completely dehydrated. And yeah, his tongue was hanging out. There were maggots in his mouth. He couldn't eat or drink anything.
He was taken in by a local rescue team. Realizing he would need more help, they called in Guelph veterinarian Renee Fleming, who's worked with them in the past.
We brought him back from St. Lucia, and he had an initial few surgeries from his trauma.
And after a few tests and treatments, it was time to find Gibby a loving family. Luckily, he didn't have to go far.
It always was in his best interest to get him into a forever home. And when I saw that, I couldn't imagine our lives without him.
We were not expecting it, but it was a great outcome. Like, we couldn't have asked for somebody better to adopt him.
Leading up to the pup's adoption, the rescue raised funds to cover the cost of Gibby's care, surpassing their goal of $25,000 US.
It's so nice to see that they were able to raise so much money in his name, but we're able to care for him moving forward. So it's nice to be able to allow the rescue to use those funds for some other animals that are in need.
A need that's ever growing.
All of that money is now going towards these dogs that need the care that they couldn't receive here on island.
As for what's next,
we love him so much.
Fleming says they'll take another look at Gibby's jaw once he's a little older. But for now, he's putting his best paw forward.
At this point, we just want him to be happy and live the best life that he can have.
Alexandra Hollick, CTV News, Guelph.
A happy ending for Gibby. Well, a reminder to start your day in the know with our CTV News Kitchener newsletter. Get the best local content from CTV News straight to your inbox. We'll have today's top stories, the latest weather forecast, and some must-see videos. And it's all in one place. Sign up now at ctvnewskitchener.ca. Warm summer weather means you might see bats flying around. Still to come on CTV News, a reminder of the risks these creatures can carry and what to do if you come into contact with one.
Earlier today, you heard me raving about the sunshine and break in heat with cooler temperatures, but rain is on the way for this weekend. I'll have more on when and how much you can expect. That's coming up.
Download the CTV News app and stay on top of local stories as they unfold.
We go to a dramatic scene unfolding.
Customize your feed and watch live wherever you are. ctvkitchener.ca, your home for news. When you see it happen, send it to CTV News. Text 10400 from your screen to ours. Text 10400.
Crowds are flocking to Wasaga Beach's popular waterfront despite construction fencing stretching along the busy shoreline strip. It's part of a rebuild undertaken by the town. As CTV's Luke Samard reports, it doesn't seem to be deterring summertime crowds.
It's not unusual to spot a bat on a warm summer night, but if you find one behaving oddly, don't get too close.
This disease is 100% preventable.
Chatham-Kent Public Health says a bat recently tested positive for rabies, prompting a warning to steer clear of stray or aggressive animals, especially those acting unusually tame or sick. At the same time, the Windsor-Essex County Health Unit is also asking the public to report any contact, bites or scratches with a bat, no matter how small.
We know that rabies is circulating in wildlife in our region and in Ontario. We know that bats carry the virus. We know that skunks, raccoons, fox, and other species carry virus. So we should consider all of them an exposure, a potential exposure for humans, and make sure that we are away from the wildlife.
Medical Officer of Health Dr. Mehdi Alouche says if you're bitten or scratched by a bat or any unfamiliar animal, you should seek medical help immediately.
We haven't had a human case for decades, and that shows the importance of awareness of our population, of our community, that when they are exposed, they reach out for help.
This weekend, Point Pelee National Park is taking a different approach with a celebration of these flying mammals.
People shouldn't be scared of bats because they're part of a natural, healthy ecosystem. So when you see a great blue heron, you don't get freaked out. That's just an animal that lives in your world. Bats are like that.
CTV's own science and technology specialist Dan Riskin is hosting The Wonderful World of Bats Saturday evening, highlighting their importance in nature from pollination to pest control.
If you see bats flying around, you're not in any danger at all. If you touch a bat, you're vulnerable to rabies, because if the bat does have the disease, that's how you're going to get it. It's either going to scratch you or bite you. Even the smallest little bite can pass on the virus.
Public health officials say bats should be respected and protected, but never handled with bare hands. Chris Campbell, CTV News.
CTV's Chris Campbell reporting on bats there. Well, an Ontario teenager says she's learned the hard way an unsafe beach warning should be taken seriously. Despite a quick dip in the water, she ended up in hospital with a serious E. coli infection. CTV's Adrian Gabriel has more on the risks that ramp up when the weather gets hot.
A red flag risk.
The worst temperatures for E. coli are right what we're seeing now, 30 degrees to 35 degrees.
With a heat warning in place for parts of Ontario, Quebec, and eastern Canada, cooling off in the lake can at times pose a shocking health risk.
I was bleeding. I couldn't keep anything down. I ended up throwing up and then running to the bathroom every 5 seconds.
Lindsay Page ended up in hospital for 10 days this month after a visit to Nickel Beach along the Ontario shores of Lake Erie.
We just kind of went in the water a couple times to cool off. I was about up to just under my chest area, I was right here.
While the beach she visited wasn't closed due to E. coli at the time, the 17-year-old was still diagnosed with an E. coli infection. Her doctors believe she was infected while swimming in Lake Erie.
They said I could feel the symptoms for up to 6 weeks.
While the beach Page swam at remains open today, across the country from Vancouver to PEI, multiple waterways from coast to coast are closed due to high E. coli levels. Warm summer weather across parts of the country is a contributing factor.
Almost an incubator for E. coli to reproduce and cause problems for swimming holes, for lakes.
Multiple studies have raised concerns about water safety tests on E. coli, often taking too long to alert the public of unsafe levels.
I really think it's important to keep up with the E. coli management.
One sure sign of dangerously high E. coli levels is a red flag like the one behind me. As for the heat wave, well, it's already lifted for here in southern Ontario. It's expected that by tomorrow, Quebec will get some reprieve, and by Monday, Atlantic Canada will be released from the sizzling summer temperatures. Adrian Gabriel, CTV News, Toronto.
Emergency responders work to save lives, but some end up fearing for their own while on the job. Ontario paramedics are reporting soaring cases of workplace abuse and even violence. CTV's Pauline Chan spoke to the chief of paramedics in Halton Region about the problem.
Each time Halton paramedics head out on the job, they run the risk of facing abusive situations, and lately that risk has grown dramatically. Excerpts from paramedics' workplace reports show widespread verbal harassment, including racist and homophobic slurs and threats.
On pushing, shoving, grabbing or pulling them, that's not uncommon. There's also unwanted touching that occurs quite frequently, particularly with our female staff.
Chief Greg Sage says on a few occasions they've even pursued criminal criminal charges.
We've had a number of paramedics that have had to seek medical attention after these interactions.
And there's a mental toll, too.
This affects them not only at work, but it affects them when they go home. And it affects other members of the team as well.
Halton paramedics say they noticed a steep increase in these incidents with the pandemic. In 2020, there were 10 incidents of violence reported against Halton paramedics. In 2024, there were 254. Part of the increase may be due to a new form of reporting brought in at the end of 2022, but stats from the Paramedics Chiefs of Canada say 75% of Canadian paramedics say they have experienced violence on the job.
This needs to stop. It's not appropriate. Our paramedics need to be safe at work. Everybody's entitled to be safe in their workplace.
One thing Halton has brought back recently is peer support.
They help their colleagues navigate supports for the system. They'll help them debrief calls. They may help them bring forward concerns.
And starting this fall, Halton paramedics will be given special conflict avoidance training based on incidents taken from actual reports.
Our message to the federal government is we'd like them to amend the criminal code to include paramedics and other first responders, similar as peace officers are treated.
If things don't change, Chief Sage says there will continue to be a shortage of hundreds of paramedics in Ontario each year. Fewer people will sign up to train to become paramedics, and safety concerns for paramedics and the public will grow. Pauline Chan, CTV News.
Well, we've got sunny skies, a bit of a breeze, temperatures in the mid-20s. You could call it a picture-perfect summer day out there, and it is a great night if you want to head out to Kitchener Rib Fest and Craft Beer Show in Victoria Park. Happening now and running all weekend. We will be heading there to catch up with Colton Weens, who's in the middle of all of it, shortly. And still ahead, the Roar on the Lakeshore returns for another year. Racing fans flock to the Honda Indy to catch the action up close. And a TikTok famous treat made with just a couple of ingredients. Why people are going nuts over Dubai chocolate.
Like this.
CTV's Karis Map is here tonight to talk about the forecast. Karis, pretty perfect day out there today.
And that's what a lot of people have been saying. When you look at the weather this last week specifically, all you've heard is, you know, the temperature's great, but it's just so hot. That humidity, it feels like a warm hug the minute you walk out of your house. So today, definitely a break from that. Like I said during the 5, I was shocked to feel the cool air when I left my house. It wasn't a complaint. I'm not sure about you. Do you enjoy kind of that hot, humid texture, or are you enjoying the cooler temperatures today?
Well, you know what, I'll take either because winter can be a drag at times. So, but you know, as long as you know what's coming, so you know what to wear, how to dress your kids, that kind of thing, I'll work with whatever we get.
Absolutely, and it felt like winter went on forever, but no, the sun was shining today. There was nothing really to complain about. Even if we look right now outside, we're seeing our live shot at Kitchener Victoria's Park Rib Fest. So people are really enjoying it, and you're seeing that beautiful sunshine as we pan down to the people enjoying their ribs. A very crisp temperature as well. With so many people, sometimes it can feel humid, even if it's not just from sheer bodies around you, but that doesn't look to be the case. Very busy right there. Lots of sunshine. Looks to be a great evening. Thank you for the shots from our cameramen out there. It's just the perfect temperature. I love going to Rib Fest, and like I said, you could not have a better day for it. But let's look at what some of the weather has been doing this afternoon. Like I said, not a cloud in the sky, which we just saw at that Rib Fest. Beautiful out there. Sunshine, but earlier when I teased, there is some rain coming up, and I can tell you when now. So looking at this Saturday, tomorrow afternoon, we're going to see some cloud coverage start to make its way through the region. If you look north of us, Mount Forest, they're already seeing some precipitation, and that truly is an indicator of what we're going to be getting tomorrow evening. Around 10 p.m., as you're seeing here, deep green, orange, yellow, that means heavy precipitation. We're not getting the worst of it. Places like London, Sarnia, Windsor, they're really going to be hit hard, but we will be getting some pretty significant weather overnight. Looking about 48 hours rather, Sunday at 6 o'clock, that's going to clear clear out. We're going to be back to scattered showers and cloud coverage moving through, but nothing too crazy. That intense weather will be coming tomorrow night. Let's look at some temperatures now. 23 degrees, comfortable. Like I just said, it's a crisp, nice summer day. Down in London, Windsor, 24, Wyerton, Godrich, a little bit cooler, but nothing to complain about. Don't need a humid export today because how it feels is how it is. So 23 degrees, it feels like 23 out there, which is really nice. Let's talk about how much rain we're going to be getting, though. 8 millimeters in Kitchener, Waterloo, and Guelph, and this is by Sunday at 6 o'clock. So not too much rain. You are seeing Owen Sound and Barrie getting a little bit more with 13 millimeters and then 18 millimeters respectively, but nothing too concerning. Let's talk about today. High was expected to get up to 24. We made it to 23, just short of that. Nothing really compared to 1942, though, when it was 35 degrees. We are sitting a little bit cooler than your normal at this time, which would be 26. Sun is going to set tonight at 8:58, so just before 9. The days are getting a little bit shorter. As I said, overnight 12 and clear skies, and then tomorrow it's going to be another hot one, 27 degrees, feeling more like 31 though, so that humidity is coming back, increasing clouds because, as I said, that storm is coming tomorrow night. Now let's look at the long forecast here. Weekend forecast, it's going to be mostly sunny, even in Waterloo region throughout the weekend, sun coming back. Same thing in Lambton, Kent, Essex, chance for a thunderstorm tomorrow actually, same with, and then it's going to be cloud coverage. And in southern Georgia Bay, if you have plans for the weekend, today is the day to do it because there's going to be significant showers, thunderstorms, and then the sun will be coming back for Monday. And let's take a look at today's Weather Watcher photo. This one coming from Andrew Knight, who took the photo at the Three Bridges Park in St. Jacobs. Andrew said he had spotted the heron in a tree and waited for an hour for him to come down to the water. When he finally did, the heron spent some time catching some breakfast, and while looking for some fish, Andrew said he was able to snap that photo. So thank you so much to Andrew. Such a great shot. It's crazy to see, I know this sounds ridiculous, but it's crazy to see nature so close up like that. Something like a heron, which you might see all the time but not really notice. And what a great shot that was.
Amazing. Worth waiting that hour. That's incredible. Well, as we've been talking about, it is the perfect weather to spend some time outside tonight, maybe grab some finger-licking good ribs. The Downtown Kitchener Rib Fest and Craft Beer Show is back in Victoria Park for the weekend, and that is where we find CTV's Colton Weens this hour. Colton, a pretty good place to be on Friday night.
It is, Krista. I like ribs, I like chicken, I like drinks, so what more could you ask for? It's an incredible event to be at, and it's the 22nd year of this community event. The event runs until 10 tonight and tomorrow and finishes at 6 on Sunday. Each day kicks off at noon, and the event, of course, offering mouth-watering barbecued ribs and chicken, but also a great selection of Ontario craft brewed beer, ciders, and cocktails. Live entertainment and the Kids Fun Zone is back again this year as well. And while it is all fun and games for the customers, the 6 different ribbers here are competing to be the best, with votes being tallied throughout the event and a champion crowned at the end. Now, admission is free, but donations to the Food Bank of Waterloo Region are always accepted at the gate. And last year, over $9,500 was raised, along with 624 pounds of food. Now, I'm joined by Guy Exley, the event manager here at Rib Fest. Now, Guy, how's the turnout?
It's fantastic. The weather cooperated. It's a lot cooler than it has been the last couple of weeks, and people are out having a good time.
You've got a lot of ribbers here. Is this the most we've seen at the event?
Yeah, we have 6 ribbers. We've had 6 for a few years, and it's really based on servicing the capacity of the event. As we grow, we add more. So we had 4 or 5 to start, then 6. Now we'll go to 7 eventually.
Why do you do it?
It's just a fun thing to do. We like to support the community. I do events for a living. It's just a great event. And it started way back when with a love of craft beer, and how do you promote that when craft beer didn't really exist, and ribs go well with craft beer, and here we are 22 years later.
How long can people stay here, and then when is it all over?
It goes till 10 o'clock tonight, and then tomorrow noon to 10, and then noon to 6 on Sunday.
Perfect. Well, thank you, Guy, for joining me. Of course, I'm going to be checking out all the ribs that I can here. I'm trying to get a taste of each one, and it's going to be hard to judge. So, Krista, you're going to have to give me some time, come back later in the show, and maybe I can let you know.
All right, Colton, we will leave you to that important research and check in with you a little bit later. Thanks. Canada Post employees will soon vote on the Crown Corporation's contract offer. What it includes and why the union is urging workers to reject it. That's still to come on CTV News. Canada Post workers are being urged to reject the latest contract offer from the Crown Corporation. The offer would see wage hikes of more than 13%, but also add part-time workers. Canada Post says are necessary to keep it viable. The Canadian Union of Postal Workers is telling its 55,000 members a strong no vote would not only reject the offer, but protect the integrity of the bargaining process. The two sides are at a stalemate after more than a year and a half of talks. The Canadian Industrial Relations Board will hold the vote on the proposed deal starting next week. Dubai chocolate is taking over TikTok. If you've never heard of it, it's a creamy, over-the-top treat that's become a viral sensation. CTV's Tyler Fleming digs into the sweet status symbol.
Look at that.
That telltale snap of the Dubai chocolate bar, Bilal Sirhan's top-selling treat at Juice Dudes on Bank Street.
It started as a trend in Dubai, and we were very intrigued, and we did our homework on it. And eventually, we, I think, did around 10 to 15 recipes until we have absolutely mastered it.
Creamy, green, and totally TikTok famous.
Oh my, looks like Dubai. Here it is.
It's very, very good. Many Ottawa shops now selling the treat after it ballooned in popularity in recent years.
Like this.
Over at Pistachio Choco, they have their take on this confectionery too.
Every day, like different shape, like 100.
The flavors also inspiring other twists like these Dubai chocolate cookies and strawberry cups. But no matter the maker, the core stays classic.
Just real pistachio with kunafa.
A crunchy pastry.
That's it. No oil, no color, no sugar, just pistachio.
Pure, simple pleasure.
You're gonna have to try it to know what I'm talking about. Absolutely phenomenal.
Tyler Fleming, CTV News.
The Lakeshore downtown Toronto has been transformed into a racetrack as a signature summer event shifts into high gear. The roar of the engines will be heard as the Ontario Honda Dealers Indy Toronto takes over. CTV's John Musselman took in Fan Friday.
It was Free Fan Friday here at the Honda Indy. Thousands of people showed up here, which is considered really for many a summer tradition.
They can reach speeds of more than 300 kilometers an hour. They are fast and they are loud.
Oh, speeds are awesome. I'm a big F1 guy, so I like Indy too. So yeah, it's pretty great.
It's the speeds. I'm a mechanical engineer, so I love everything technical about it. Getting the chance to speak to the drivers, the engineers.
I watch them on TV. They're not that great, but when you come here, they're really fast.
This weekend, Toronto is hosting the 37th edition of the Honda Indy. Drivers from around the world are racing on the 2.8-kilometer street course on the exhibition grounds.
It's an amazing experience. I love coming every year, and I've been coming here since I was a kid.
This event is always so great. We bring the family out every time, and it's just become like this really cool tradition.
Part of the track includes a section of Lakeshore Boulevard, which has been shut down for this event. It means getting into and out of the city will take longer than usual. Race fans are being urged to use public transit to avoid traffic delays and parking issues. Meanwhile, back at the event, there are all kinds of things going on for fans, including race simulators, exhibits, merchandise, games, pit lane, and Thunder Alley. And of course, there's plenty of food.
There's ice cream.
You like the ice cream? Fast cars, nice weather, food everywhere.
I like how you could go close up to them, and the way that you could say hi to the driver, get the signatures from it. I really like it.
If you are planning a trip to the Honda Indy this weekend, longtime fans say come prepared.
Sunscreen, water, patience, but it's a good time. It's worth it.
The Honda Indy has qualifying tomorrow. The race will be held on Sunday.
And the Honda Indy race will take place on Sunday just after the noon hour. John Musselman, CTV News.
You could say the sun has come up at the Stratford Festival. After a tough 2024, this year's season will go longer than ever before. CTV's Jeff Pickle has the details after the break. Well, the show must go on, and at the Stratford Festival, that show will be going on longer than ever. For the first time, the festival is extending a show into December. Audiences will be able to enjoy the musical Annie right up until December 14th. And as we hear from CTV's Jeff Pickle, it's a risk organizers believe will pay off.
This is Uno, and then the other dog is named Clue.
For Harper Ray Ash, who plays Annie in the Stratford musical, it's been the role of her young career.
Things have been going great. The run has been awesome. It's so much fun to get to perform.
And now she's part of history.
I'm very excited because now Annie is going to be the longest running show in festival history.
For the first time ever, Stratford Festival extending a show 6 weeks right into mid-December, which Ash says makes total sense for Annie.
Like, it starts about like 2 weeks before Christmas, and our big finale scene is in Mr. Warbucks' mansion, and it's decorated for Christmas.
The festival also making the unprecedented move to extend 3 additional shows. Dirty Rotten Scoundrels.
Oh, give me a home where Kardashians roam. Hey, it's Leo on the phone. He got a party going on.
Anne of Green Gables and Macbeth.
If we should fail, we fail.
Your royal father is murdered.
So we're seeing this year sales are a nice bump ahead of the previous year.
After a sluggish 2024 season, the festival says it's looking to capitalize on a bounce-back year.
So we wanted to take this chance to add some more opportunity for people to come and to make it a season that exceeds our goals so that we're on a balanced financial place.
But they acknowledge venturing into new territory is not without risk.
We don't know if this is going to work. We don't know what the weather's going to be like, so there is some risk there. But there is great benefit for giving opportunity for audiences to return or to try us for the first time.
For the young star of Annie,
It's a mix of nerves and excitement.
she is excited to do what she loves for longer. Jeff Pickle, CTV News, Stratford.
We have more news ahead, but first let's check in with Karis.
Well, we know some rain is coming tomorrow evening, but what will the weather look like right when you wake up? I'll have those details after the break. Stick around on CTV. Coming up at 7, E-Talk, followed by The Big Bang Theory. Celebrity Jeopardy is on at 8, and then back-to-back episodes of Fear Thy Neighbor.
CTV's Karis Map joins us one more time for a look at the wake-up weather. Karis, lots of people will be spending time outside this weekend or would like to. What should they expect?
Well, like I said, for a lot of places, if you wanted to spend some time outside, today was kind of the day to do it. But there is some good news. So looking at our wake-up weather for tomorrow, in the morning, there's going to be some sunshine. Right when you wake up, a little bit cooler at 12 degrees, 6 a.m., 8 a.m., getting up to 16. Then the clouds are going to start rolling in. And then as 10 a.m., same thing, increasing clouds. Not cold by any stretch of the matter. Still sitting at 21, but as the day goes on, more clouds, and then that rain will come in.
All right, sounds good. Thank you, Karis. And finally for us, the Downtown Kitchener Rib Fest and Craft Beer Show is now in full swing in Victoria Park. It is the 22nd year of the event, bringing together meat, drinks, and community. Let's go back to Colton Weens, who has been checking out some of the sights, sounds, and flavors tonight. Colton, how is it going?
Well, Krista, it's been going pretty great, and I've actually got into this kind of VIP section, which is behind where the ribbers are at work. And I'm here at Camp 31, joined by Jamie. And Jamie, what's it like to be back here?
You know what? This is an exclusive area. It's a pretty important area here. We've got all the smoking back here. We got the grilling. We got the music. We got the fun back here.
So the weather's been decent so far. What's it like when it's real hot?
You know what? It's a great event. The weather's cooperating right now. When it's hot, it's toasty back here. A lot of water, hopefully some better drinks at the end of the night. But it's a ton of fun. We love coming to Kitchener. This park is just fantastic.
Now, I'm a newsman, so this isn't an endorsement, but Camp 31's won 3 times here?
Yeah, we've won Best Ribs 3 times here. We've won Best Sauce twice here, and we're back to do it again.
You expect to do it again?
I can't say anything about that, but we're hoping.
So where is Camp 31 from?
So we got an excellent roadhouse down in Bruton, Alabama. We also have a fantastic one here in Paris, Ontario. We're just celebrating 40 years in business and 25 in Canada.
Hey, perfect. Well, now that we have the chance, I've gotten the tongs. Can we flip some ribs?
Come on down.
All right, let's do it. So it's a little saucy over here. You can see there's sauce everywhere. But we got the ribs up top. You throw them down on. And then all we got to do, I've been training for this, just to let you know. I've trained, gotten the tongs. We practiced this, so we're going to see if it works. A nice quick slip.
There we go.
Oh, that was a bad one.
There we go. Flip again.
One more.
All right.
Oh, saucy, real saucy, but it's good. And the ribs really collect that sauce well. What's the meaning behind the call?
You know what? Every time somebody tips us, we do a big 1, 2, 3 oink. People love it. It's a ton of fun. The kids start oinking in their sleep, but we love it.
So if people want to hear the oink, they got a tip.
Got a tip, baby. Got a tip.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining me, Jamie. I think I've finished my career as a ribber, but this is an incredible event.
We'll bring you back.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Well, Rib Fest still happening here. You might not be able to flip any ribs, but you could eat some ribs.
Sounds good, Colton. Nice work there. Well, that is our time for this evening. Thank you so much for watching. And don't forget to check out the CTV News app for news anytime. Ribfest, Karis, one activity happening around the region, but there are lots of things happening outdoors this weekend. The Uptown Waterloo Jazz Festival, the Scottish Festival in Cambridge, Hillside in Guelph. No shortage of things if you want to be outside.
No, this region's bumping this weekend for sure. So hopefully people see this and get out there and enjoy, before the rain hits, enjoy some of that excitement.
Perfect. Thanks so much, Karis. I will be back at 11:30. We will see you then.